A pleasant day to all of you future teachers, our dearest education teachers. Today, please allow me to welcome you in the last unit of our course, Mathematics in the Modern World, and that is Unit 6, or the Mathematics of Finance. But first, let us have this warm-up exercise. I know that you already have ideas on business math when you were in senior high school, most especially those who took up accountancy and business management. For number one, what is 35% or what is 35 increased by 8%? The answer is 37.8. Number two, what is the percent of decrease from 144 to 120? The answer is 16 and 2/3%. Number three, what is 1,500 decreased by 75%? The answer is 375. And for number four, what is the percent of increase from 0.32 to 0.64? And that is equal to 100%. So we had this warm up because you'll be applying or will be using this concept in our next lesson. You learn how to compute simple interest. By the way, this presentation is from Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston. Yeah. So we'd like to acknowledge the makers of this PowerPoint presentation. The vocabulary are interest, simple interest, principal, and rate of interest. When you borrow money from a bank, you pay interest. Yeah, pag nanghihiram daw tayo ng pera sa bangko, nagbabayad tayo ng interest. Yan yung tubo na tinatawag natin. For the use of the bank's money. When you deposit money in a savings account, you are paid interest. Pag naman tayo, nag-deposit tayo ng pera doon sa bangko, nag-invest tayo, then yung pera natin na yon ay binibigyan din nila o binabayaran din nila ng interest. Tumutubo din yung pera natin doon sa bangko. That is the reason why it is we are encouraged to save money para makaipon tayo at para tumubo yung pera natin. Okay? Simple interest is one type of fee paid for the use of money. Okay, so let's start with this one. To solve for the simple interest, we use the formula I is equal to T times R times T, where I is the simple interest, T is the principal amount of money borrowed or invested, R is the rate of interest, this is the percent charged or earned, and then T is the time that the money is borrowed or invested. And take note that time must be expressed in years. Like for example, sinabi, 24 months. Then how many years is 24 months? That is 2 years. Sinabi ay 18 months. Then how many years is 18 months? That is 1.5 years. And the rate is always in decimal. Okay? So if the given is 20%, then you have to transform 20% to decimal, which is equivalent to 0.2. Let us have an example here. Finding interest and total payment on a loan. So pag sinabi natin total payment, ito yung hiniram mo at saka yung interest. You add the principal amount and the interest, then that is the total payment on a loan. Okay? To buy a car, Jessica borrowed 15,000 for 3 years at an annual simple interest rate of 9%. How much interest will she pay if she pays the entire loan off at the end of the 3rd year? What is the total amount that she will repay? Yan, sabi, si Jessica daw, nanghiram ng 15,000, ano? Gagamitin niya yon para bumili ng sasakyan. So, hinirap niya yon sa loob ng 3 taon at ang napagkasunduan nila ay 9% rate. Ang tanong, gaano kalaki yung babayaran ni Jessica after 3 years? Okay. So, first, we have to find the interest. Magkano muna yung interest na babayaran niya? So, we use the formula I is equal to P times R times time. So you will have 15,000 times 0.09. 0.09 is the decimal form of 9% times 3, which is the time in years. By multiplying this 15,000 times 0.09 times 3, you will be having a product of 4,050. Ibig sabihin, ito yung tubo. Tubo pa lang yan, ano? Yung interest is 4,050. Ang itinatanong, magkano ang total na babayaran ni Jessica for that particular loan? So we simply add P and I, the principal amount and the interest, to get the total amount, which is A. So that is equal to 15,000 plus 4,050, which is equal to 19,050. Ibig sabihin, ang babayaran ni Jessica after 3 years ay 19,050. Another example. To buy a laptop computer, Elaine borrowed 2,000 for 3 years at an annual simple interest rate of 5%. How much interest will she pay if she pays the entire loan off at the end of the 3rd year? What is the total amount that she will repay? Okay. So, nangutang si Elaine ng 2,000 pesos para sa pambili ng laptop sa loob ng 3 taon at ang interest rate nito ay 5%. Ang tanong dito, how much interest will she pay? Yan. If she pays the entire loan. Tapos yung isa pang tanong, what is the total amount that she will repay? So first, you have to solve for the interest using the formula I is equal to PRT, where P is equal to 2,000, rate is equal to 0.05 because 5% is 0.05, and 3 because that's for 3 years. Then you get the product. The product is 300. So the interest is equal to 300. So ngayon, i-add na natin yung principal amount. Magkano yung inutang ni Elaine at saka magkano yung naging interest. So that is equal to 2,000 plus 300. A is equal to 2,300. This is the total amount that Elaine will pay after 3 years to repay her loan. Another example. Nancy invested 6,000 in a bond at a yearly rate of 3%. Ayan, baliktad naman to ngayon na nag-invest naman si Nancy ng 6,000 at a yearly rate of 3%. She earned 450 in interest. How long was the money invested? Ayan. So from this problem, the given values are the value of the principal amount, magkano yung ininvest ni Nancy, gaano kalaki yung interest rate, yan, gaano kalaki yung interest rate, at magkano yung naging interest. Ang nawawala, the missing variable here is the value or the value of the time. Okay, gaano katagal ininvest ni Nancy yung kanyang pera, yung kanyang 6,000 at 3% para siya ay tumubo ng 450. So the first step is to write the formula and then you substitute the values. So interest is 450, your principal amount is 6,000, rate is 0.03, and T is time. And then you solve for T, meaning you have to eliminate all the numerical coefficients of T. So you will be having this new equation, 6,000 times 0.03 is 180, times T is 180T. To eliminate 180, divide the whole equation by 180. So 450 divided by 180 is equal to 2.5. That means time is equal to 2.5. Nancy invested her 6,000 pesos at 3% rate ng 2.5 years and she earned 450 pesos. Or 2.5 or that is equal to 2 years and 6 months. Let us have this another example. TJ invested 4,000 in a bond at a yearly rate of 2%. He earned 200 pesos in interest. How long was the money invested? Ayan. The same with the previous problem. Ang nawawala ay yung time. The same process, we use the formula I is equal to PRT. Then we substitute the values. The interest is 200. The principal amount is 4,000 pesos. Our rate is 0.02 because 2% is 0.02. And T is the missing variable. Then we multiply 4,000 by 0.02, that is 80, times T is 80T equals 200. Solve for T, divide the whole equation by 80. So 200 divided by 80 is 2.5. That is already our time. The money was invested for 2.5 years or 2 years and 6 months. Another example. John's parents deposited 1,000 into a savings account as a college fund when he was born. Ang bata pa lang si John, pinaghahandaan na siya ng kanyang mga magulang. Okay, meron na siyang college fund. How much will John have in this account after 18 years at a yearly simple interest rate of 3.25? So, tinatanong, after 18 years, magkano na yung pera ni John? Kasi nag-deposit na yung kanyang mga magulang ng 1,000 pesos. Okay, so total amount ang hinahanap dito. First, we have to solve for the interest. Magkano muna yung interest? So, I is equal to 1,000 times 3.25 is 0.0325 times 18 years times 18. So, I now is equal to 585. So, ito yung tinubo ng 1,000 after 18 years. 585. Now, you can find the total. 1,000 plus 585 is equal to 1,585. So, yan na ngayon yung pera ni John after 18 years. That means, if you want to earn more money, then you have to invest a little bigger. Kasi you think 1,585 is enough to fund the college expenses of John at the moment? Of course not, no? So, kung talagang college ang pinaghahandaan, then you have to invest a little bigger. Another example, Bertha deposited 1,000 into a retirement account when she was 18. How much will Bertha have in this account after 50 years? Ayan, si Bertha. Yung kanya namang retirement ang pinaghandaan niya. So, she deposited 1,000 pesos when she was 18. How much will Bertha have in this account after 50 years? So, basically, ilang taon na si Bertha niya? 68 na siya, no? At a yearly simple interest rate of 7.5%. First, you have to solve for the interest. Interest is equal to principal amount times rate times time. Then you will have 1,000 times 0.075 times 50. Then multiplying all this, you will have I is equal to 3,750. Ito yung tinubo ni Bertha after 50 years. So, magkano lahat na ang pera ni Bertha? We add 1,000 plus 3,750. So, the total amount na meron si Bertha ay 4,750 after 50 years. Okay, let's have another example here. Mr. Johnson borrowed 8,000 for 4 years to make home improvements. if he repaid a total of 10,320 pesos, at what interest rate did he borrow the money? Ayan. Ang nawawala naman dito yung interest rate given yung principal amount, given yung total amount, given yung years. Ang nawawala ay interest rate. First, we use this formula. Principal amount plus interest is equal to the total amount. So that is 8,000 plus I, which is equal to 10,320. We solve for I by addition property of equation. We subtract 8,000 to the both sides of the equation. I is equal to 10,320 minus 8,000. I guess the difference is not correct here. So it should be 2,320. Na-omit yung 0, no? So na-omit yung 0 dito. There should be 0 here. That's 2,320, correct. So he paid 2,320 in interest. Then use the amount of interest to find the interest rate. Yan, nakuha na natin magkano yung naging interest, no? That is 2,320. Then using this formula, I is equal to PRT, we can now substitute the given values. I is 2,320. The principal amount is 8,000 times the rate, which is the unknown variable, times 4, because that is equal to 4 years. Then simplifying it further, you will have 2,320 is equal to 32,000 R. Divide the whole equation by 32,000. So you will be having 2,320 divided by 32,000 is equal to 0.0725, or this is equal to 7.25% or 7.14%. And that's it. That is how you can solve, or how you can apply the concept of simple interest in solving real-life problems. If you have any questions with regards to what we discussed today, please feel free to send a message in our group chat, and I will try to address all your queries. For the meantime, I just would like to wish all of you a good health. Keep safe, everyone. God bless, and hope to see you soon.